Hey everybody, grab your paints. Come paint along with me. Okay, come on up here to the palette. Let's see what we have. I have a 12 by 16 canvas that I primed with 2 coats of black gesso. It's dry, there's nothing on it yet, but 12 by 16. You use whatever size you want. I am also using the Winsor Newton Artisan water mixable oil paints. This painting will work just fine with traditional oils, no problem. As always, if I clean my brushes with water, just, you clean yours with the odorless thinners, no biggie. Color-wise, we have titanium white, cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, magenta, phthalo blue, burnt sienna. Over here on the end, I have burnt umber, and between the sienna and the umber, I have black. Now, I made this black with ultramarine blue and burnt umber. It's just a black that I like. It's no big deal. If you don't want to do that, any other black would work just fine. Ivory, lamp, Mars, what have you. So, yeah. So to get started, I guess it's time to get started. Okay, I am going to take a paper towel and some linseed oil. Now, you can use whatever clear medium you like, and you can coat your canvas however you like. You can do it with a brush. I'm just doing it with a paper towel here. I'm just going to rub this into my canvas. Now, I don't want too much, because too much is not a good thing. It will actually make your paint just slide right off the canvas. Don't ask me how I know. So what I recommend, especially if you're putting it on with a brush, which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're done, take a paper towel and wipe off any excess. Just give it a light wipe down. What you're left with will be just the right amount for what you need to do. Okay. All right. Now, I will say, if you do use a paper towel, if they're these just regular kitchen paper towels, they will leave some lint behind sometimes. And if that's the case, just grab you a soft brush. I have a Hake brush here, and just kind of, just brush that stuff right off of there. There we are. Okay, cool. We are good with that. Excellent. So, what am I thinking about painting today? Well, I'll be honest, I'm not real sure. I know I want a black canvas, but I don't want it to look like it's night necessarily. That's about all I have to go on, and it's going to be a landscape. So, sun up in the sky. Let's take some, I'm going to dampen my brush with some linseed oil, and then I'm just going to blot it off there. Let's take some Indian yellow. Load up some Indian yellow, and I think I'm going to want my sun to be right about here. And I'm going to put in some Indian yellow right here. There we go. Now, you're probably having a little bit of a hard time seeing that. I'm looking at my monitor. I can see it all right. It is transparent, but not super duper transparent. Because I can see it. This is a new brand. Winsor & Newton. I can't find an Indian Yellow from in their artisan line. And so this is Indian Yellow, the Duo Aqua Oil, which is a water mixable oil. So there's that. And I think I'm going to take some, I'm going to leave about a finger width space of nothing here. I think I'm going to take some more and just go down and just put some here. Maybe not as finger width space. I'm going to just bring it on up a little bit. It doesn't much matter. I still have a line through there of dark, and I can see that on my monitor. Okay. There's that. Okay, now, I'm not going to wash my brush yet, but I'm going to just get some of this magenta. Get some magenta, and I'm going to go right there, right along the edge of that yellow. And I'm just going to, little X patterns, just putting it in. And let's see, let's get some more magenta. Okay, now I'll go on the outside of that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to take my magenta and I'm going to get into this yellow. Just kind of blending it right into that, all the way around. All the way around, there we go. Blending it right in. Boy, making a mess here, ain't we? Whew. I'll tell you this though, if your arm is not hurting by this point, you're not old like me. My arm's hurting. My shoulder is. Okay, and now I'm going to go right along the edge of that too. Right onto the black gessoed canvas. Come on. Come on. There we go. Some good coverage there. There we are. Okay. Now, at this point, I am going to just wipe my brush off. I want to see here. Okay. As you can see, this is more of a red, and so that's good, because I didn't want it to be pulling any of that yellow in, because now I'm going to go here to Phthalo Blue. Go to Phthalo Blue, and we're going to just fill in the rest in Phthalo Blue. Doesn't have to be a whole lot of paint. In fact, you don't want it to be a whole lot of paint. You just want a real thin coat. Real thin coats there. There we go. And don't worry if you miss a spot here or there. It's not a big deal. We'll just put a cloud on it or something, you know? I don't know. We'll figure something out. Plus, we're going to go through and blend all this together anyway, so what little bit you may have missed, you're probably going to get covered up anyway. Alrighty, there's that. And let's Let's get some more phthalo for down here at the bottom of our canvas. More phthalo blue. More cowbell. You know, something that is very important to have while you're painting is something to drink. I got my boba mug here. And it's full of iced tea. Oh, love me some good old iced tea. I'm a Lipton guy. Don't really care for Louisiana. I don't know what's different about it, but there's just something. I don't know. It just has an off flavor to me. But I'm not saying anything, you know, against the brand. I mean, I know a lot of people, that's their favorite kind. Mine happens to be Lipton. Okay, there we are. Woo-wee! Maybe Dale can rest his shoulder for a second. No way, no way! We have things to do. Let's just grab a... No, I'm just going to grab a 1-inch brush here. Just a clean, dry 1-inch brush. And I'm going to start here in my yellow. And I'm just going to blend it on out. Now, if you're having trouble seeing it, that's perfect. That's how you want it. Okay, now there's a lot of yellow here on the tips of my bristles, so I'm going to just kind of wipe that out a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to come down here, do the same thing. And I'm just blending the yellow and the magenta. I'm trying not to touch that blue right now. Okay. And I'm going to just wipe those bristles off. Now, back when, if you watch some of Bob's videos, he'd, you know, hit the easel. He'd beat the brush. He'd beat the devil out of it just to get the excess paint off. I'm just wiping it out. That's all. That's all. Okay, now that it's all wiped out, now I'm going to go about where that blue is, and I'm going to blend that and the magenta together. Magenta! There we go. Alright. Okay. Do the same thing down here. There we go. By golly, I think that'll get it. At least I hope so. If it doesn't get it, it missed one heck of a chance now, didn't it? Okay. Now, I'm going to pick up another 1-inch brush. I don't even use 2-inch brushes, honestly. Okay. Another 2-inch, said it again, 1-inch brush. Okay. Let's come up here and let's just grab some white. That's all I want, just some white. Okay, but you know what? Maybe not all white. Let's take a touch of that black and put in there just to kind of dull it down a little bit. Okay. All right, now I'm going to start right here in my light source, and I'm just going to go with a little X pattern, working my way out. Working my way out. I'm not coming back into my light source. I want to keep that the lightest part. And see, now we're hitting the magenta. And then into the blue. Oh yeah, see, we're starting to get there. Now, I am going to wipe out my brush until I have nothing showing. Hey, you guys probably know me by now. No, I don't like to wash my brushes while I'm painting if I can keep from it. I have other brushes here. I could just pick up another one, but that'd just be another brush to clean. And I don't care what Bob said, cleaning brushes is not the fun part for me. Okay, going right back over there to that white that has some of that black in it. Okay, and I am going to lightly touch. I don't want to get this too bright, but I also don't want it to be really dark. There we go. There we go. Just a little X. Just a little X back and forth. Now, don't bring that blue back down into that yellow. Don't do that. Now, right here, we may have a bit of a problem because it doesn't look like that the magenta came on over. I don't know if I can save that or not. We might have a little bit of green on our sky, but let's see here if we can do something. Put a little protection barrier here. But you know what? I have seen green in the sky before. I have. Just right on the edge where the yellow of the sunlight is hitting the blue of the sky. Yeah. Alright. I think I may have to clean more brushes here. That's alright. Just grab this here chip brush and I'm going to blend these two. There we go. Okay. That'll work. Okay, there we are. Alrighty. So, looks like we got us a nice little sunrise. Sunset. Okay, but I think we could use some clouds up in there. So, this is that brush I put some of that magenta on with. And that's okay, because I was going to put a little bit in some white anyways. Get some white. There. Get a little bit of pink in those clouds. There we are. And we'll come up here and let's just put in some little clouds. And clouds, you know, they can be whatever shape they want to be. And so there's really not a wrong way. A few little tips to follow is clouds will flatten out on the bottom and kind of like fuzz out. And the tops are what we see that are fluffy. So kind of flatten your cloud out a little bit. And don't worry, if you don't like the way it's looking, you can always change things. That's the nice thing about painting this way. These oils you can just change nice and easy. Okay, now there's a nice little cloud. I'm going to take it's a chip brush. You use whatever brush you want, and I'm just going to, right down here, I'm just going to put the bristles right on the canvas. I'm not even taking the bristles off, but I'm just rotating them. Just kind of blending, blend, blend, blend. Now I don't want to touch this upper edge. I don't want to blend that away. There we go. Now see, I just kind of changed the bottom of that cloud out. There we are. Okay, now we're going to very super lightly just lift up, just fluff it up. Ever so lightly. There we are. And super lightly right there. All right. Cool. I didn't put a sun in, did I? Now let's do that real fast. Let's take some white. We'll do a little finger painting, a little cad yellow. Okay. And maybe just touch magenta in that. Okay, there we are. Let's see how this looks. And we'll put our sun right about okay. Alrighty. I'm just looking for something to just kind of blend the bottom of that thing out. Get another brush here. There's my blending brushes. And they're sitting all the way across. Okay, there we are. Just kind of shape that. Just gonna kind of shape that. There we are. And I'm just going to lightly set that right down into the painting. I don't want to brush across it. I see a lot of people do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't seem to work too well for me. And so I just lightly tap. I mean super lightly. As soon as I feel that thing touch that canvas, I stop. There we are. Okay. Now, let's do some more clouds. Let's get a drink of iced tea. Okay, some more clouds. Let me just wipe out my brush a little bit. My little fan brush here. There we are. Let's get some more of this white. And some of that. There we are. There we go. How about we put some right over here? Let me do some right here. Yep, yep. There wasn't a cloud there before. There sure is now. You know, Bob used to talk about clouds and how free they were and everything. And man, he wasn't kidding. I mean, what he also said that when you start painting, when you become a painter, you start looking at the world differently. And he's absolutely right. I didn't really understand what that meant in the beginning, but yeah, he's right. Those clouds are just free and floating. It's like, like to ride motorcycles. There's a lot of, I don't know, you just feel free and just when you do it. And to me, it's like, man, what if that's what's it's like being a cloud. I know, weird, sorry. Okay, now as these things come down towards the horizon, maybe we have some long stretchy ones out here. There we go. Now some of these are going to be getting covered up. I don't know what all will, but some of them will. And that's okay. Okay, where's my little blender? Yeah, not my little blender. A cloud blender. Okay. Once again, putting just the corner of the brush, putting the bristles on, not even letting them come off the canvas, and just winding it up. Just winding it up. And lift and fluff. Lift and fluff. There we are. These down here. There we go. And just kind of shape those things out the way you want them to look. Just pull them out, because like I said, as they get down there towards the horizon, they're going to get longer, further away. Okay. Awesome. I think maybe these down here are a little too bright. Maybe. But that's okay. Make them a little more faint. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now let's just take a second to step away from the canvas. Get you your drink of iced tea. And just kind of see what we got going on. Make sure this is what we want. Okay. See if there's anything we're wanting to change. All right. I've been sitting here kind of wondering the last couple of days what I might do for our next paint along, and you know, I really hadn't come up with anything. Then I thought, well, nothing to do but just jump in there and see what we come up with. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants. Just started with just a basic idea, and we're going to go from that. All right. Okay. Well, now maybe we have some foothills, or, you know, little hills back here. So, and maybe there's like trees and stuff back there. It's a long way away. So let's go ahead and let's get some of this black. And like I said, this is the black that I made. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Any of your blacks out of your tubes will work. No big deal. I'm also going to take some more blue. I'm going to add some phthalo blue into that. More black. I want this to be a nice dark color. And I think I'm going to even take some burnt umber into that. Okay, there we go. All right, now, maybe we got something going on right over here. Okay. Bring that on down. Okay. There we go. All right. We got a little something going on back there now, don't we? All right. Got some paint here on my brush. Now this brush that I'm using, I guess I should have said something, huh? This brush that I'm using is a very old, worn out, I mean it is worn. But I think it makes some really great vegetation, so to speak. There we are. All right. I mean, it is, I don't know if you can see that, it is just a scrub. I mean, really. But I like it. I use it. I have another one that's a little bit smaller, and I'm about to grab it. There we are. There we are. Okay. Now, when you're doing this, if this gets lighter in here, that's okay. Remember, you got the sun right there. That's going to be lighter. Okay? So, no big deal. No big deal. I am going to put a few little highlights over here. Not a lot. Not a lot. No, no, no. But just a few. So I'm going to grab some Cad Yellow and some Indian Yellow. There we are. And I'm going to get a little bit of burnt umber and burnt sienna. Okay. And a little more yellow, Indian yellow to that. There we go. Now I'm just going to come over here and I don't want a whole bunch. And you know what? Maybe I will add a little bit of white to it. There we are. Okay. There we are. And I'm going to try and keep it on that side of everything. The shadow is going to be this way. There we go. Don't want a whole lot, just a little. And that's all right. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off my brush here. There we are. And we'll get some more of that color that we mixed up. That was the Cad Yellow, Indian Yellow, burnt sienna, burnt umber, and some white. And I'm just making little bushy patterns over here in this dark color that I put down. Not a whole lot, because like I said, number one, it's far away, but number two, a lot of this would be in shadow. Now what wouldn't be in shadow is right here on this edge. And on this edge. Now, you're on the other side here, so you're going to have your highlights on the other side of your bushes. There we go. There we are. All right. Excellente. Okay. Work out that shoulder. Work it out, baby. Work it out. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Let's you know what? We'll just use this brush here. Let's grab some of this yellow ochre. Okay, grab some of it. And let's start putting in little grassy areas. up there to that edge. All right. Looking good. And I'm just going to turn my brush over, get the paint on the other side of the bristles. And you just follow the lay of your land. You just kind of figure out how you want that land to lay. And for me, it's just, I got a little hill coming over here. Because you know what? I think I'm going to have some water right through here. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Okay, in fact, I think I'm going to bring another little hill right down this way. Okay, yeah, and like I said, this is just all free form. I mean, it's just as we go. What would we like to do? Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring another little hill down. Get some more black. Add some more umber. And some phthalo blue. Paint right there on the. That's the thing about this. It cakes up near the ferrule, but that's okay. I'm not about to throw this one away. Okay, that'll work. That will work. Now we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to highlight over here. Okay. And just put your highlights on. Just make little bushy patterns. That's all you gotta do, little bushy patterns. Let's get some more of that. Let's keep going with our little highlights here. Now remember, when you're doing highlights, you don't want to kill all your darks. Your darks are your friends. That's your shadows. And we don't want to get rid of our shadows, now do we? I saw a video of kids, little ones, the first time they realized they have a shadow, and some of them were pretty darn scared. Oh, it was so cute though. All my kids are no longer kids. They're married and either are having or have babies of their own. So I have grandkids. And you know what? Having grandkids rocks. Ain't gonna lie, it rocks. Okay, let's see. Let's get some more of this here yellow ochre down here. And let's start putting in the lay of our land this way. And just kind of figure out how you want all this stuff to lay. And all I'm doing is just tapping. Just tapping my brush, bringing it down to where I want it. All right. You know what? I think maybe we ought to put some water in. What do you think? I think we ought to put in some water. So, let me grab a 1-inch brush and just some white. And it's got a little bit of stuff in it. It's all right. I'm just putting in just nothing but white, and it's got a little bit of pink in it. Had a little yellow in it. It's okay. Now I'm just going to come right up here. Right there's the sun. I'm going to just come here, put it on my canvas, and bring it straight down. Bring it straight down. Straight down. Straight down. There we go. There we go. Let me wipe off this brush here. I'll wipe that sucker off. Wipe it off. There we are. And let's just go very lightly in horizontal strokes. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's sit back and take a sip. Kind of check out our canvas. Okay, let's see here. I think I am going to just go over that just a little more. Now it's important that you keep these strokes horizontal. There we go. As I was looking at this, I'm thinking it needs a little bit of yellow right in here. Just a touch. Let's see. We'll see if I'm right or not. Could be wrong. Okay. Just a touch. Okay. All right. So, how about we put a little bit of dirt in there, a little shore, so to speak, a little shoreline. Let's see. Let's grab us a little knife here, and let's just get some burnt umber. And just put a little burnt umber right here. And we'll hit it with a little bit of highlight color here. Okay, I'm just a little burn umber, a little dark, so I can put on a little bit of light. Let's put some right over here too. And might have got a little bit of black in that. That's okay. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. Okay, there's that. Now, let's grab, I think this had some cad yellow, maybe some Indian yellow and white in it, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of a light yellow color. Okay. As you can see, I like to use what I have already mixed up, puddles if possible. Okay, now just really lightly, we're just going to touch. There we are. Now I'll get a paper towel, wipe that off. Some more of this. Do. Okay. We got some highlighting to do over here, don't we? This big old stone. Alright. And again, don't lose all your darks. There we are. I think that'll work. Okay, now I'm going to grab just a flat brush here. It's just a dry, clean, flat brush. I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to grab the edge, pull down on all this, all the way along. There we are, just making some reflections here. There we are. Just pulling it all straight down. Okay, then I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to go very gently in the horizontal direction. Very, very lightly. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to blend all this together. Very lightly. There we go. All right. Now, let's put in a little bit of a water line. Okay, I'm just going to grab some of this white, and there's white and cad yellow and magenta in it. That's what it is. Sometimes it's hard to remember what's in it. You look at it and go, oh yeah, okay, I like that color. I'll use that. Sorry, I need to be a little more on it. Okay, now these lines, as you're doing them, you definitely want to keep them horizontal as possible. There we go. And if you see something you don't like, just go back and kind of rub and let's see. Got a little bit too light. There we go. I just had a little bit of that blue on there and just very, very lightly just rubbed it right into there, into that white. That was just a little too much. A little too much there. A little too bright. I want it bright, but not that bright. Okay. Get a little bit more white here. There we go. And right over here. Do 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 do. Okay. Maybe we have a few little ripples, which they also need to be as level as possible. Okay. Just put in as many as you want or as few as you want. Doesn't really matter. Here we are. Okay. Well, let's see. Seems to me like there ought to be something in the foreground here. I really don't want to obscure too much of the water here. But maybe over here on this side. This side, maybe. Maybe we could put just a little bit of something right here. So, why don't we try that? We'll grab some black. Black, some more Phthalo Blue. Maybe some more Umber in that. There we go. And what if we put in just a little maybe a little more black into that. And down here, you just put that on. As Bob would say, you could even put that on with a roller. All right. Now let's put some little highlights and stuff on that. Grab some of this yellow ochre. Let's take a touch of phthalo. Maybe we'll take some Cad Yellow. There we are. Now, just go over here and we'll just put in some bushy things. I'm just touching the bristles to the canvas and lifting. I'm not even taking the or sliding the bristles at all. I'm just bending them by lifting up. There we go. And don't get rid of all your darks. Don't want to do that. Okay, now I'm going to wipe out my brush, and I'm going to just get some Cad Yellow, and we're just going to do the same thing. I'm just changing the flavor a little bit. There we are. Just changing the flavor. Now, take some white into this, make it a little lighter, just here and there. Right there on the tips. Now, let's, what brush do I want to use? Oh, that's a tough one. Maybe I'll just use this fan brush here. This is a synthetic fan brush. It's very soft. It has it definitely has a shape to it. See there? So, let me see if I can bend that ferrule a little bit. There we go. Okay, now let's get some magenta and some white. There we are. I just load that up onto my brush. And I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to touch some pink in here. Honestly, a little bit of white too wouldn't hurt. And they don't have to be perfect, they need to be random, in fact. You're just making little wildflowers out here. And I'm just touching. I'm just touching. Maybe I'll even put some darker ones in by just going with more magenta. Now, you got to be careful not to let this magenta mix too much with the green. Although it wouldn't be the end of the world, but remember that green and red are complementary colors. And so what will happen is you will make a very nice brown. And if that's what you want, if that's what you're going for, hey, fantastic. But if it's not, I don't want you to, say, hey, I didn't know. It'll sneak up on you. There we go. I'm just adding color down here, that's all. Okay. And there we go. I think that is a finished painting. So let's go ahead and sign this booger. What do you say? All right. I'm just going to go right here into this kind of gray that we made. I'm going to take a little bit of that magenta Put it in here. There we go. And we will sign this one. Boom. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed painting that one as much as I did. I think we're going to call this one Hidden Cove. It kind of reminds me of a place we used to sneak off to when we were kids and do a little fishing. We thought we were the only ones who knew about the place, but probably not. Good memories, though. Hey, until the next time, remember, keep looking up, because that is where our strength comes from. And from all of us here to all of you there, we love you and we appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Until the next time, you take care.